All right, back to the strategy session on the Hound Dog, 5 entries. Let's go with we're gonna roll with let's go Breece this time. We'll go Breece. I mean, I kind of like split hairs between the two. I take Breece more often than not, but I like on pretty similar. So I'll go Breece here. So this time we're doing an anchor running back build, one of my favorite builds. Should be in my comfort zone here. I can kind of go whatever I want, quarterback wise, tight end wise, but should be able to do this one pretty well. I think this is one of the strategies I commonly do, especially when I get CMC or Breece or Bijan. Sometimes I do it with Gibbs, but more so the Breece Bijan range. So this should be pretty, I'm not going to say easy, but definitely easier to implement than some of the other strategies I've been trying to do. So I'm excited for this one. Hopefully it works out well and I can build a pretty monster team here. All right. Gonna be grabbing Drake London here and getting I kind of like doing that too, because when I like actively chose not to take Bijan, I get London, and maybe it's a London week in week 17, and I'm able to kind of capitalize on that. And just a simple like 1v1, and I've just swapped and kind of gotten leverage against myself in my own decision I made to not take Bijan, and maybe it ends up being a Breece week in week 17, and London has a big week. It could easily not be that way, but it kind of just like compound your bet when you've already made a decision proactively to not pick a player. You can compound your bet further against the player you decided to fade. All right, back on the clock. Not a bunch of guys I love, but let's go for this. It's kind of hard to implement, but we're gonna go for it all here. Lamar went at 27. Holy moly, that guy's gonna be really tilted. That's fine. I don't really care. So I grabbed Zay with London. I think Zay's a fine pick. Not my favorite, but I don't love him over Cup or Metcalf. So they're about all the same to me. So I'm not really dying to take it. This is pretty interesting start. If he stops at running back, I do like that start. We'll see if he does or not. But yeah, hopefully I can get Dell here coming back to me, and then I'm open to Stroud and just go like a single stack Stroud, or I can rip a couple different. I have options, so it's always good to have options. And I wanted to kind of get different than my other teams because I'm gonna have 5 teams in this contest, and I don't really want to grab DK on every team. I think I would have had 3 DK shares at this point on this contest, and I want to have some different pieces. And I think I have a couple of Dell shares, but I'm fine with having a lot of Dell. I'm not really was compared to Metcalf. I'm not like massively big on Metcalf, so I'm not gonna go out of my way to go overweight to him. Kelsey's definitely on the menu too if I want to make another detour. Yeah, that's kind of tempting. We'll stay out. We'll stay on here because we're about to get on the clock again. I doubt we get. I mean, Mahomes at 56 is probably. It's not completely unlikely. This room is letting Hurts drop already to this guy, but he already has a Buffalo piece. So maybe I'll detour again for Kelsey. This guy's got to take Kelsey. There's no way he's not. Surely. Yeah, I figured he would. All right, we'll go T. Higgins then. So we got T. Higgins, Drake London, Zay Flowers. Okay start at receiver. Definitely feels like I'm missing like an elite guy, but that's kind of how it is when you're taking Breece. But Breece in his like best outcomes is not replaceable, whereas a lot of other running backs are replaceable. Like Bijan's probably, and a good outcome is unreplaceable. CMC last year was unreplaceable. That's why he was such a high advance rate player, even though he didn't hit in week 17. All right, so looks like Stroud and A-Rich are on the board at QB. A-Rich is somewhat tempting to give a go. Obviously, Mahomes would have been on the menu. This guy is really off the rails to Mahomes and Andrew or Lamar picks. A-Rich is pretty tempting. I don't take a ton of them, but I do like the backstack A-Rich. Could also double up Atlanta and compound my bet against against Bijan. We'll do that. We'll double up on that. A-Rich goes right away. This guy's 0 receivers, so he's not caught up at running receiver. Like I said, was an issue. If you do decide to go 3 running backs, you need to hammer receiver not only, and then make sure you can catch up, and probably not take another running back after this. Like, this is pretty fun, top 3 if you can stop. But so Cousins is definitely a priority target for us. We could try to get like a Rodgers stack. So maybe this is a 3 QB build if we're targeting Cousins, but we can pivot off if we find something we like. But it is looking like a 3 quarterback build for sure. But feels pretty strong still. I mean, we got good pieces all around. We're gonna get a nice receiver. I mean, would love to get Rome here on this team as a 4th receiver. Even Rice is probably down here, right, as well as another option. Could rip that, but we'll see. We'll see what we can get. Jaden Reed goes. Kittle goes at 5-6 turn. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm like Rome build right now. I'm just trying to take as much Rome Tunsil as I can. Even if he's cheaper on other sites, I think he's still just a great pick at his price. Could be the number 1 guy there. Could be like JSN from last year, but even then JSN was like, not an awful pick. I mean, he definitely didn't hit his value, but he wasn't even like, he didn't kill you for a lot of your teams. It really didn't kill you to have him on your team. And running back with Rome this year, maybe he ends up doing the thing. All right, so you guys Ridley. I'll grab Rome. A 1-4-1, no quarterback yet. And like I said, like I think this is a 4 quarterback or a 3 quarterback build. Sorry, and we have options here. But Cousins definitely a priority, and I might just keep stacking them. I might grab Mooney and maybe even Rondale to go with that. And running back coming up on a range where I like to take running back as my 2nd running back with my Breece builds. All right, back on the clock. Pick number 7. Let's go with. I'll rip JSN again. Keep playing the hits. Get a little bit of week 17 correlation with the Seattle-Chicago. Definitely Washington guys are definitely targets on this team too. And then the hope is that we get. I mean, any of these running backs I'm pretty happy with. Like I'll take any of the running backs on this list right here that we're looking at. And Burrow's tempting too, but I might just let him sit there because I am probably leaning towards a 3 quarterback build. Because even if I went Burrow here and then went Cousins, it would be maybe tempting to grab a 3rd. So, but if I went Burrow Cousins, I would stop at 2. So that's also on the menu for me. But I definitely want to get one of these running backs. It's a good range of running back for my RB2 on this team. And definitely Brooks is my main target with Breece, but like adding those guys together on a team. We'll wait for it and see if we're able to get what we want. I think, okay, Brooks goes 84, reached on him a bit, grabbed him, got him early. I have a lot of Breece Warren teams. We could probably make a tiebreaker, but I think I'm just going to go Breece Warren still. Just makes more sense. But I could, okay, he takes the guys I want. All right. So, like I said, I'm fine with any of them, but I was hoping I'd get the people I want still. I was still a little bit picky about what I wanted, but that's all right. Maybe I will grab Burrow. And then I can get Chase Brown and just go like T. Higgins, Burrow, Chase Brown, and Burton or something. Wouldn't be awful. Burrow and Cousins as a 2 quarterback build. Not something I've done a lot. So if I can get him, I'll take him. This guy has no business taking Burrow. Okay, he doesn't. I'll take Burrow here. Missing out on the running back range I like, but I didn't get Brooks. Like if Brooks was there or Warren, I think a tiebreaker there, but that's fine. Still, like I said, I still got the anchor build of Breece, and if Breece is a smash, then I have a lot of room to, if Breece is a smash, then you're basically like, I want to fill 1 running back spot most weeks, and I just need one. I just need a couple guys that give me a chance to kind of fill that spot every week, and that just gives you a lot of luxury having an anchor running back. Obviously, you miss out on like the Amon-Ra St. Brown types, but I'm going to make sure I make up for that with some good quality receivers. Even though like I'll start with London Flower Higgins, just doesn't feel good. I don't know if that's like a common feeling, but it just doesn't feel great, even though you're spending that much capital on them. It just doesn't feel right. But let's keep it rolling. And yeah, solid start so far. Like I said, anchor build I'm pretty comfortable with, so it's just something that's I'm in my comfort zone. But also, I just think I've got enough experience, and this is a smart draft strategy. This year with the landscape the way it is, it's just like a good allocation of capital. So I feel like I got a good grasp on this one. Okay, about to be back on the clock. Benson's probably my guy here, if available. We can wait on Cousins. We already got Kurt or where's Cousins at? Okay, Cousins is there. Yeah, I mean Benson, Chase Brown are my guys here. If I want to go for two people, Caleb's obviously on the menu to go for just like skip Cousins, but I definitely Cousins is kind of important for this build. Might be one of the most important pieces of this build, just with what I've already chose to do, and it makes sense just to go that route. So let's get Chase Brown next, hopefully, and then we could look and see like if Caleb is still there. We can think about that or entertaining that option. But there's definitely some guys down here that I can already line up. We got Mooney lined up coming up soon. Then we got Burton going after that, and then yeah, it lines up really well with what I'm wanting to do here. So hopefully I can get everything I want to make this build make the most sense. I think a Washington guy makes some sense to grab in this build. We got a 104-person final, so not a huge one, but still where correlation is definitely going to help you more than it hurts. It definitely won't hurt you at all. So I don't think it's a bad thing to do as long as you're not overreaching for any correlation. I think it will definitely not hurt at all to have some extra. And then we got the Denver pieces we can grab late to go with our Cincy stack. I think it makes some sense to focus on that too. So we could rip B-Rob if he's there and go with and just see if Chase Brown goes to 128. That is interesting, but I want to at least have like a lot of Burrow going, and I think Chase Brown's probably the perfect piece to grab. So much as I want the bring back correlation, I think just grabbing Chase Brown makes more sense right now. With what I'm working at now. And I was gonna go the airage stuff with Downs, but did not come to fruition. Spears goes here. We'll see what this guy's done so far. So I mean he's grabbing receivers at least. So we'll go Chase Brown here. Brian Robinson definitely was on the menu there, but I like Chase Brown there as a running back 3 in a Breece build. And this is where it feels pretty good. Like, because I could go 5 and feel completely fine. I can go 4 and probably feel fine. I could even go 6 if I want to go heavier on running back. But 4 or 5 is like A-okay there. So good start. Burrow, Breece Hall, Benson, Chase Brown, Drake London, Zay Flowers, T. Higgins, Rome Dunze, JSN, and Compets so far. Typically, I would just let the room kind of decide what I want to do here, but I'm going to take Cousins now because I want to lock him in. I think he's important to this build. I only have to reach 10 picks for him, not like reaching a ton. Just realized they have the same buy. Shoot. Damn. Well, he's probably fine, honestly. I'm not going on my way to try to do this, but I don't really mind when it happens. But we're still live to go and grab like a Drake May or a Nick Slate. We'll see what we can do. If we can have a luxury pick at the end, I'll definitely throw May in or something, but just less than ideal when this happens. I think we'll be okay. We'll make it work. Makes me a little bit less turn to grab Mooney, but I'm still going to get my stack. And if I have to eat it on week 12, I will. But I just, yeah, we'll see what we can do. I think getting a third quarterback is good if we can make it work, but we're not going to force it by any stretch. Kind of a fun range to get my tight end to, and maybe stop. Musgrave feels pretty good as a second tight end in this build, but we'll see. Sometimes that happens too. Is like you don't really realize what you're doing, and then you end up with two same quarterback bye weeks. But it's not optimal for sure. But it's not the end of the world. Small tournament. It's I could still make it through. Because once I get past week 12, like my team is normal. After that, it is a little bit sketchy because you're sacrificing points for like 100% once you do make this decision. But I'll see if I can get a third one and make it good. Because even with Burrow at value and Cousins, like it's not egregious to take a third quarterback. Whereas if you went like, let's pretend Josh Allen and Mahomes had the same buy and you grab a third, like that's egregious to spend that capital and then have to take a third. So that's when it's bad, like really bad. So, still not ideal, but that's okay. We don't want any more week 12 buys. Let's go with let's get the guys that fit my build. We're gonna grab Mooney, and then we're gonna grab one of Musgrave or Burton. Hopefully, I can get both. And we'll play that. The rest of the draft will be kind of trying to damage control and make sure I'm not overexposed to week 12, so I can at least get some other pieces. Like at receiver, like I'm gonna have 4 receivers in week 12. I'll still have Zay, Roma Dunze, JSN at least, and I'll probably get another piece there. And then week 12, I'll be looking at a different piece for sure. I'm not gonna definitely not going Mike Gesicki on this team, given what we've already given up. And then probably 2 running backs, and we'll find something that can help us on week 12 when we have Breece and Chase Brown down. And I don't think we'll be getting Algier. So, yeah, no big deal. Just a little bit of a hiccup here, but I think we'll be fine. I'm confident in that. I think you're not dead if you do double quarterback. Just remember, like you're literally not dead, but you should be at least aware of like what you're giving up, and it could be the reason I don't advance this team, and that would suck. But I think for that reason alone, no one's gonna have Cousins and Burrow together. But I mean, that could be something that could benefit me if they both end up like. Okay, so we're not gonna get the fall of Burton, but we'll grab. We go Musgrave, or I don't think Sinnott is good on this build. Let's go Musgrave. As much as I like Sinnott, I'm gonna go Musgrave here just to get another tight end that I feel like has probably more volume upside early, where Pitts isn't a sure thing. He's like should be a sure thing with this build, but he's not at this point. So McCaffrey is on the table still for our Washington bring back, and then we still have these Denver running backs as well. Don't need Kendre, but I like. Oh my god, all these guys are week 12 buys. That's rough. Yeah, hopefully we can get Chandler right to pair with this group of running backs, because otherwise we're going to be in a little bit of a tough spot with our last couple running back pieces. But I think we'll be okay. So, I mean, it started off hot. It kind of got derailed a little bit, but I still like the team. Still like what I've done so far. And I'm not regretting what I've done here, but I should have realized that earlier when I'm trying to stack up Cincy and Atlanta, but I wasn't really planning on going the Cincy route until I got the Burrow slight fall, like a round fall of value. But see if this guy takes both. So he takes both the top of the table, of course. Got a little 0 RB team going there. Ray Davis is my favorite pick, but I just don't want to sacrifice more points at week 12 when I've already done enough. So I'm not going to continue to sacrifice any more points there. Douglas, Javon Baker. Pitts Musgrave could be a little thin too. No, we're gonna do that. Pitts Musgrave Sanat at tight end. We're stopping at. I mean, we could probably run. This is definitely not my cleanest anchor running back build, but it's not bad. It's just definitely missed a tier at running back that I would have liked to have, and then this bye week situation is getting a little bit hairy. So we could run with like a receiver. We're pretty strong. Like we can run and grab May with one piece, or we could go and just say whatever, we'll sacrifice week 12 and just get some pieces of running back and receiver right now that help us out. And I think that's where I'm aligning right now. Just grabbing some pieces to get me some points. But I'm not 100% certain about where I want that to be. So I have, let's see how many picks I have left. We have 15, 16, 17, 18, 4 picks left. We go quarterback, then we have 3 picks left for receiver and running back. It'd probably be like a 3-5-7-3 build if we're going to do that. And it would be with 1 Patriot, 2 running backs. They'd all be stacked. No, I think I just need to lean in and not worry about. I could still grab a Patriot, but I need to lean in and just say, I'll take the loss of points in week 12 and deal with that. And yeah, I can't be. I'm kind of like finding the line here where I'm a little bit too worried that I'm going to be wrong. Where it's like if Burrow and Cousins are values and they're both going to hit in a big way and bring Chase Brown, Higgins, London, Pitts along for the ride, I need to not be so scared of losing 20 points, maybe like 25 points in week 12, whereas like I could still overcome that for sure. So 2 of 12 advance to the first round, just to be clear there. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We'll make this work. Gotta use one of my running back bolts on Ray Davis if he continues to fall, though. I'm not really spending much capital anyways. It might not matter. But by the time it's week 12, I mean, Trey Benson could be involved with big time, and Bucky could be as well. So maybe I just go for it and not get baited into taking another week 12, because that does hurt me more. I mean, I'm already giving up probably 25 points, if not, and it could be a lot more, and I shouldn't risk that. But it sucks, of course, that Bucky lines up with Benson like this too. It's kind of frustrating, but so I stayed on the clock to this turn. That's fine. The clock's moving pretty quick. The drafters are moving pretty quick. So we'll go Bucky Irving here and get another rookie. Like I said, you just need one of these guys to hit, and you're pretty strong at running back already. Assuming Breece is amazing, which is what you're betting on if you're picking him at pick 7. You know, you don't need a lot. So I'm all about that. Marvin Mims is definitely a target as well. So yeah, if I get Mims, that'd be sick, honestly. Jalil's fine as well. I don't mind either of them. But I would definitely like to get a Cincinnati piece just so I can have that bet made on the week 17 bring back with my Cincinnati pieces. Let's just talk this through a bit with Drake London, Zay, Higgins, Rome, JSN, Mooney. Got Mooney feels like a safer pick. JSN, Rome are the upside pieces, and then Higgins, Flowers, and London are like my my secure pieces. That's why I definitely need at least 2 receivers left after this. Mims would be a good one to just throw on, and then I have some floor guys in the mix that I can grab. I could grab, even if I wanted to, I can go Rondale, but I think I'm gonna avoid week 12 for that one just to give myself the best chance. But yeah, hoping I get Mims here because that feels like a perfect bring back to my Cincinnati stuff. Jaleel, I mean, I'll take him as well if he's there, so I might just take either of the top 2. This guy's grabbing every value he finds. Which I don't blame him for. He's got a nice team. He's got triple San Francisco stack with the Rams. It's a cup combo. Getting a good value here. Jacob Cowing. Wow. Okay. All right, I respect it. Going off the rails here for the last few picks. Going up on 26 minutes recording time. Not bad. Got one more strategy video to record. And then I'll be wrapped up with my Hound Dog entries. It looks like it's at 50%, 55% in one day. So I'm going to get my entries in and be done. So that's good. So this guy takes my Mims. Damn, okay. Devontae Walker goes. Angelo goes. Okay. So we're not getting a Denver piece unless we want to go with Audric Estime. We're grab Khalil Herbert here. Maybe he moves, maybe he stays. I like him regardless of where he's at. I think he's just a solid pick at his range. If he goes to Dallas, he's like probably going to move up. If he goes to any other team that needs a running back, he could go up like the Ravens or something like that. They could use a backup too, even if Keaton's out for a while. So I'll figure out my last 2 picks as receivers. We're going to take a couple punt receivers as my last 2 picks and try to find guys that make sense for this build. Probably just need some volume and definitely avoiding week 12 bye. So we'll find those guys right now. All right. There's definitely some pieces I like late. Tolbert. Let's go D-Rob. I haven't been taking a lot of D-Rob, but he's just there, and he definitely is going to play a lot. Feel pretty confident in that. He had some nice weeks last year. As far as this team goes so far, like I think we kind of made a mistake. I should not have. I got baited by Ben Sinnott there. I don't like if I'm already making this big of a bet on Atlanta where I have 3 pass catchers. I don't need to take Ben Sinnott because I already am assuming Pitts is going to be a pretty big hit. So I don't need that there. That should have been a running back. I could have gotten like Ty Chandler. I'm not sure who was there, but could have got another running back there to make my running back room a little bit stronger. But I mean, I have enough here that's strong. And I think I'm going to grab Khalil Freeman as my last receiver to round it out. And we're just going to eat the points in week 12 at quarterback and hope that it works out. Because otherwise, this team's pretty good. I mean, I have a Cincinnati bet, missed out on Burton, but I have a good Cincinnati stack, good Atlanta stack, and 2 pocket quarterbacks. So like the points that they get are going to be pretty correlated with their pass catchers. Just hope that I hit on the pass catchers, which I mean, I have all of them but Chase, which is all of Chase Burton, which is a big deal. But I have pretty much everything for Atlanta in terms of what the pass catching would be, besides like Bijan dump offs. So have a lot there. Khalil Freeman goes. This guy's taking everything that I want, bro. Okay. Kendrick Bourne. God, this is just crazy, man. Really took Khalil Freeman from me. Wild scenes. Tolbert seems fine. Hyatt's a guy I usually like. Not quite as much on this team, but I mean, you just basically hope Hyatt takes Slayton's job, but maybe Slayton's always like a solid receiver, so he might have him just beat just by a bit there. I'm not happy I got Robinson though, because I don't think I have any of him yet, and I should probably sprinkle him in late. Should I grab a guy that's undrafted just for fun? Not on this team. I think it's a little too thin. Let's go Hyatt. I know he's gonna play, and he's like Obviously, Neighbors the guy there, but he could be like a field stretcher as well on the other side. Kind of take what Slayton's doing. And then Wandale's obviously the slot guy that's going to get Wandale. I don't think Wandale makes a ton of sense in underdog, but I'm sure he'll have some decent weeks. But it's just like half point PPR is really hard to see the path where he's going to hit. But anyways, go over the team real quick. Got Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins. Yes, bye week bros. Don't kill me, man. I know it's not ideal, but we can still make it work. I've had teams get through with 2 quarterbacks. It's possible. It's very possible. I've done it. I've smashed out of a group with it before, so it's very possible. I'm not gonna count this team out, but it is less than ideal. I acknowledge that. Sorry, bye week bros. But yeah, 2583, Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, Breece Hall, Trey Benson, Chase Brown, Bucky Irving, Khalil Herbert as my anchor RB build, Drake London, Zay Flowers, T. Higgins, Roma Dunze, JSN, Darnell Mooney, Demarcus Robinson, Jalen Hyatt, and then we got Pitts, Musgrave, and Sinat. Definitely like this exercise. You're getting a lot of unique teams for me. Definitely different than what I'm used to. So fun stuff. Experiment 4 is done. On to the next one. One more team to build, and we'll be Max the Hound Dog, and we'll keep track of these teams all summer long and all throughout the season. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.